E-commerce giant Amazon is set to announce earnings after the closing bell. Consensus is for a loss of 12 cents per share, but some say that will have little effect on its stock price. Joining us now to preview earnings is Yusuf Squali, Global Head of the Internet and Media Group at Cantor Fitzgerald. Yusuf, it's great to see you. Overall, you're expecting Amazon to report solid earnings results, revenue up about 19% year over year. What are those results driven by?
So the results are going to be driven by a couple of things. First, it's just continuous migration offline to online. Amazon has by far the best value proposition out there, just in terms of price, in terms of quality of, or in terms of breadth of offerings. But importantly, they've been just frankly killing it with Prime offering, and we estimate their Prime users to be somewhere between 40 and 50 million users globally. The bulk of those are in the US, and an average Prime user spends somewhere between 3 to 5 times what a non-Prime user spends. So in an e-commerce environment that's growing somewhere in the 12, 13, 14%, Amazon is growing somewhere in the mid-20s. The 19% you mentioned is actually as reported, but FX adjusted, we expect Amazon to report growth more in the mid-20s. So growing much, much faster than overall e-commerce.
But breaking that down further, Yusuf, let's talk about the assortment of businesses and experiments it has. I mean, there's Prime, Prime Now, a huge array of devices, etc. If you could pick one unit or even one device, what excites you the most? What will bring in the most money for Amazon going forward?
Well, I think the shift into mobile is clearly what's driving a lot of e-commerce today. You used to have to wait until you get home to place your order. Now with a smartphone, you basically have a 24-hour supermarket in your pocket. We think the velocity of orders has gone up materially, and Amazon, because they're the largest market sharer, and the best value proposition, as I said earlier, continue to benefit greatly from shift to mobile.
You talked about the opportunities. Let's talk about the challenges. Your research note named some of the headwinds keeping a lid on profits. Can you tell us what those hurdles are and how concerned you are about those?
Sure, yeah. So certainly FX is a headwind on the year-on-year basis. We estimate that it's somewhere around 500-600 basis points. We estimate that Europe continues to be on the weaker side. The US is pretty strong. China is definitely a huge opportunity, but also a huge challenge. It's not as if Amazon is brand new to China. They've been in China for many, many, many years, and they're still number 8, 9, 10. They're doubling down their investment there, so the jury's still out on their success there. India is a new market where they're plowing a lot of money. Hopefully that'll prove profitable over time. And lastly, AWS has actually been a huge area of investment, but so far it has played out really, really nicely. So we would definitely put AWS in the bright category, whether it's from an investment or revenue growth perspective.
You know, it's interesting, Yusuf. Some say Amazon is a stock that investors either believe in or don't. I mean, you have a buy rating on Amazon. Does that make you a believer? And if so, tell us why.
Sure, we have been believers in Amazon for years. We haven't always had it as a buy, but the way to think about it in our mind is if you believe that e-commerce is still a double-digit grower for the next 5 to 10 years, and probably 10 to 20 years on a global basis, then Amazon is the best play. So clearly Alibaba is the dominant player in Asia, particularly in China, but outside of China, there really is no other player with the skill, with the scale, and with the management team. So we think it's a long-term hold-in, or should be a long-term hold-in for large cap tech PM investors, and valuation obviously is not cheap. But again, Amazon has never really been that cheap, but it has had the tendency of growing into its valuation pretty nicely.
Yeah, great point. Yusuf, we're going to leave it there. Thanks so much for joining us. And thank you for watching. I'm Seema Modi. Have a great day.
Hey YouTube fans, I'm Landon Downey from CNBC. Thanks so much for checking out our channel. Here you'll find videos packed with all the info that you need to be smarter about your finances. Be sure and subscribe by clicking right here, and click on all the videos around me to see CNBC's original series Young Money, Tech Bet, Kramer's Mad Money, and all the latest from CNBC.